Hello students, once again welcome to English Literature Classroom. Today my topic is Quality by John Galsworthy. Let me remind you the name of the book. It's Echoes, a collection of ISC short stories. Before starting, let me tell you something about the author. John Galsworthy is a famous English novelist, playwright and short writer. He is remembered for evoking Victorian and Edwardian upper middle class life in his works. Quality, published in 1912, is a pathetic story that depicts a German shoemaker's effort to survive in an era where success is determined by advertisement and not by quality. Now, let me tell you the setting of the story. The entire story takes place at the two little shops let into one in a small by street in the West London. The shop was owned by Gessler Brothers, known for making high quality shoes. The shop was named after the owners, that is Gessler Brothers. Now, Mr. Gessler has been described as a little, short-statured man. His face was pale with lots of wrinkles and reddish hair and beard. Okay, let's start from here. I knew him from the days of my extremely youth. Okay, extreme youth, not extremely youth, extreme youth, because he made my father's boots. Now, the narrator is telling, narrator starts the story with his acquaintance with the Gessler brother from the age of 14 when he used to visit them to get his father's shoe made by them. Now, once the narrator went to the Gessler's shop, and he asked him if his work of shoemaking was awfully hard. At that point of the time, Mr. Gessler replied that it was an art. Look here, he's telling it's an art. So, for Mr. Gessler, shoemaking was not merely a craft but a sublime art. He was highly passionate about shoemaking, as is evident from the fact that he performed all the activities himself, like working on the leather, taking measurement, and stitching the shoes. He made sure that the shoes made by him were not only durable but also comfortable. Mr. Gessler was a perfectionist. Clear? He was a perfectionist. He was against mass production. Clear? Now, once the narrator went to the German shop, the Gessler's shop, and complained to him that the last pair of the shoes that he had made had creaked, Mr. Gessler was surprised at this complaint and replied that the narrator might have got them wet, otherwise they would not have creaked. Like a true gentleman for whom quality mattered more than anything, he asked the narrator to send that pair back to him, and he would try to repair them if possible, and if not, he would refund the money to him. Clear? Now, once I went absent-mindedly. Now the narrator is telling once he went absent-mindedly. Where? Into his shop. In a pair of boots brought in an emergency. In an emergency of some large farm. The shoes were brought from some large farm. He took my order without showing me any leather, and I could feel his eyes penetrating the inferior integument of my foot. At last he said, what did he say? Those are not my boots. At that time, the tone was not one of anger. His tone was not one of anger, nor of sorrow, not even of contempt, but there was in it something quiet that froze the blood. There was something in it which froze the blood. And he then spoke at length about the condition and hardship. He means Mr. Gessler. He spoke about the hardship of his trade caused by the big firm, which lured the customer with advertisement. Narrator was so moved by his condition that he ordered many pairs of shoes. It highlights that the narrator was very kind-hearted. Whenever he went to Mr. Gessler's shop, he was really moved by him. And he used to order many pairs of shoes. When the narrator visited the Gessler brother after 2 years, he could see the effect of the competition faced by the Gessler brother from the big farm. New shop had come in one of the 2 rooms that was earlier part of the Gessler brother. Narrator ordered 3 pairs, though he wanted only 2, and left the place quickly. When the narrator again visited the Gessler brother after many months, he got this shocking news that elder Gessler had died because he could not get over the shock of losing one of their two shops. Younger brother looked very old. Narrator ordered several pairs of shoes and went abroad. Narrator came back after 5 years and again went to the Gessler brothers. This time, Mr. Gessler seemed to the narrator to 75 years old, though he was 65. Narrator placed an order for shoe. He got 4 pairs of shoe, the best ever at the same rate. Narrator sent him check that he himself signed. When the narrator visited Gessler brother, a new shop had come up there. There was neither the shop nor Mr. Gessler. Old man had died of slow starvation as he could not cope up with the stiff competition from big farms. That marked the end of Gessler brothers, and the narrator left the place with teary eyes. Okay, with this, I'm concluding this chapter. In my next video, I'm going to bring something new. Until then, goodbye.